Welcome to We're Woke, Aren't We?
The podcast where we deep dive into the culture, society, and everything in between.
Join us as we navigate the woke wisdom and unravel the truth of the world.
Get ready to challenge perspectives, spark conversations, and explore what it truly means to be woke. Welcome to the first segment, guys, generational gaps. So today we're going to be talking about generational gaps. Chloe, what comes to mind when you think generational gaps?
I think family structures.
What specifically about family structures do you think about?
I think the older generation, they tend to have very firm, traditional family structures. Like, you know.
They do.
And beliefs and things like that.
About the family and what the family should look like.
Yeah.
What sort of family structure you think is very negative, and what's your reasoning why? Like, in your opinion? Maybe something from your past experience.
That women should only take on, like, domestic roles at home.
Yeah.
And men should be the breadwinner.
Yeah.
I think that's just unrealistic.
That is very unrealistic.
Because women are also humans, and
Exactly.
we also experience the same emotions men would.
Exactly.
So I don't know why people would assume that we wouldn't want to do those things as well.
Exactly. Why would you only want one person bringing in money in the household? Anyways, it's obviously going to put stress and pressure on on one person specifically, and it's not going to promote anything healthy in your relationship and in your relationships with your children. Yeah. So why would you want that anyways? More money in the household is a better thing.
Yeah.
So why would you force your woman to stay at home just because of what traditions? That doesn't make any sense.
It really doesn't.
You're making your kids less fortunate because you don't want her to go and work also. Or you're making yourself, you're not going to be able to perform and be an adequate father if you're, like, working all the time.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. You're just not going to be able to give your children, everyone, that 100%, coming to them at your best every single day. Because you're going to be exhausted.
Yeah.
And you're going to feel like, because all the pressure's on my shoulders, I have to take on all the heavy roles because I'm the man. That, like, no one cares, basically. And everyone's ungrateful. And you're going to take that on your kids, you're going to take that on your wife. It's going to be toxic.
Yeah. I agree.
Definitely. We need to think about that. I feel like our family homes, our moms are very much, like, head of the household, take on very dominant roles. And it's very foreign to us, actually, when we hear, like, from friends or people say that they've lived in, like, households where their dad or the male figure's been really, head of household, in charge, chief, basically.
Yeah.
That's the leader of the group.
No, for real. Because every time, like, someone tells me how they have a strict dad, I'd be like, "Ooh, that's so unfortunate."
Actually, so unfortunate. It sucks to be you, for real. Like I sympathize entirely. Like, lol. I'm so glad that was not me. Yeah. My dad was very much cool, chilled, laid back, you know.
My dad's literally the same.
My mom's the heavy hitter one, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it.
And I prefer it that way.
I honestly, for the safety of all, I prefer it that way too. So when I hear people tell me their stories with their dads, I'd be like, geez, your dad was doing, it'd be like a shock to me.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, I'd be like, you guys go through this. That's crazy. That's crazy. Seriously.
No, that is crazy for real.
That's so crazy. But definitely, that is something that's very outside looking in. It's very interesting to see that, wow, we all did grow up very differently. And because me and Chloe spend a lot of time together, we think that the way, like, when we share our childhood stories with each other and the things we've gone through, there's a lot of similarities. And for us, that's, like, normal. Like, it's normal to have your mum being the one that you have to ask to go out first. Like, people tell me they have to ask their dads if they can go out. Yeah. And their dad said, no, basically, it's raps. Whereas in my household, I had to ask my mum if I want to go out. Yeah. And who really cares about what daddy said? Is basically the tea of the family. Like,
no, for real.
He doesn't get it.
No, for real. My mum did not take anything my dad said into account.
He got, like, 25% of the vote. Like, mommy's like, I pushed you out, I carried you, you're my child, you listen to me. That's basically the rules in our households. So it was very interesting to hear people basically say, like, their dad was the one maybe, like, putting hands on them, or, like, their dads were the one telling them that they can go out, what they could wear. Like, crazy.
That is crazy for real.
Crazy, because, like, mommy with their daddy, like, my mom with their daddy. My dad he's not that type of guy. Yeah. He's actually not that type of man.
My dad's not that type of guy too.
And I'm very, I guess, blessed that I didn't get dealt with one of them traditional dads still. Because it sounded like a peak thing around them sides.
No, it sounds a bit too scary. It sounds a bit
too scary.
Yeah.
And also, if you're going through anything at home, all jokes aside, definitely please speak to somebody. There's things out there of people that genuinely care. There's a lot of things out there that, whereas people are exploiting this, but, like,
Yeah.
If you're in a toxic household and you feel like it's getting to your mental health or getting to you, definitely reach out to someone, speak to the people around you, have a safety net. I feel like the family home is so, like, the family structure with it is like the traditional, the non-traditional. It's very like heavy.
Yeah.
Like family is like everything, and it's a lot of pressure in the family for everyone. So I think we all need to like sympathize for that and sympathize with people that do go through things in their family, because it's not easy.
Yeah,
I don't feel like the family structure is an easy thing.
Yeah.
Like at all, in the slightest. I think
it's very heavily integrated.
Yes, heavily integrated, and I think it takes tolls on every individual person in the family, like the mother, the father, the cousins, the aunties, the children, the siblings. Like each part of the family home, I feel like there's shit that goes down, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like the different parenting styles between like the two different parents too also causes the factor. Whereas people normally tend to connect to one parent, and I feel like everyone should connect with both of their parents, but that's just not the case.
Yeah.
It tends to be a parent that you might feel more comfortable with being yourself or speaking to, or is less strict.
Yeah.
And that also puts pressures on the family structure and the relationship between those two people.
It does.
I feel like we definitely see that in families.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, that's our take on family structures. Drop your comments down below on what you think family structures are like in today's day and age comparison to the traditional ones. What do you guys think about gentle parenting? Is it something you would do, something you wouldn't do? Like, what do you think about, maybe if you are any young parents, in the comments, your parenting style comparison to your mum's or your parents' parenting style? What's the differences? Let us know your thoughts on that topic.
You're listening to We're Woke, aren't we? Stay tuned for more on Staying Woke.
I'm your host, Rionte.
And I'm your host, Chloe.
Make sure to keep in touch with us over on Instagram and TikTok at We're Woke, aren't we? And now we're going to move on to our second segment, Wellness Wonders. So, Chloe, what's your wellness tip today?
I'd say taking walks.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Walks.
Yeah.
It's a very, I don't feel like a traditional, not traditional, I don't think anyone might have been expecting you to say that. Let's just give a quick backstory. Wellness Wonders is basically our self-care health tips for you guys listening at home on just ways you can keep yourself, you know, in your wellness vibe, in your me vibe, in your zen, at peace, healing.
Yeah.
We're promoting healing over here, basically.
Yeah.
We're basically promoting you to heal yourself in different ways. We're trying to get you
into your healing bag.
I'm trying to get you into your active bag. Put them crisps down. Let's go take a walk. Trying to get you into that bag. So what about taking walks do you think is a wellness wonder for you, Chloe?
I'd say just being immersed in nature. Okay. It's very comforting, very relaxing. It kind of keeps you grounded. It's a really nice experience, I'd say.
What about being in a different environment and walking makes you like connect more with yourself or your thoughts, for example?
Because I'm by myself, I'm kind of able to just like focus on me. So I kind of just think about a lot, you know?
I feel like when I take walks, I definitely relate to that. Like, I think I'm able to maybe my surroundings and like, I don't know, I take walks more like through parks.
Yeah.
And like empty side roads or sometimes even busy streets.
Yeah.
Because I feel like so much is happening around you in a busy street. Everyone's got so much to do, and I enjoy like just watching like strangers just live and do their day's activity. Like the mom that's like just trying to settle down her child at the bus stop, whereas the guy that's getting into his car. There's so many different things going on, and I feel like because maybe I might be going through a lot upstairs, outside watching everyone else do their activities and just live. It's kind of therapeutic. Like I kind of get at peace in the chaos. Less reassuring, more like it's so loud that it quietens everything down in my head. Do you know what I mean? I can't think too much about my stuff because I'm paying so much attention to everyone else.
Yeah, I get that, yeah.
And I feel like when I take walks in like the park and I'm just watching like the animals or the dogs running and it's very quiet and chill, that also helps me to think. I feel like taking walks it's something new that I've started doing in like the last couple of years, but it's definitely a wellness tip of mine and a like self-care tip. Yeah. Like anytime people say they're stressed out or they're having a long day, I always be like, go take a walk, bro. Yeah. Just take a walk. Yeah. Even if it's walking around your crib.
Just take a breather.
Take a breather.
Yeah.
Take a breather. Outside.
Yeah.
Get some breeze under them pits.
And it always helps. Like I've noticed that sometimes when I don't want to go outside and I still end up going outside, I'd be like, I actually needed this. Like,
yeah.
I like the fresh air. Like, it kind of brightens up your day a bit.
I see that too. I see you thrive in going outside in the sun. Maybe
Yeah.
it's not even... I like going outside.
It
no
doesn't
matter
even
the
have to
weather.
be sunny.
Yeah,
I just like, it just feels like you've been woken up a bit.
it does. It's like a slap of breeze.
Yeah.
Because when it's cold, I like going out in the cold weather. Like, even when it's like rainy, I walk like
Yeah.
by the canal. If it's guys, if you live
Yeah,
by
by
a
the
bed
canal.
of water, why are you not taking walks anyways?
No. You guys need to take walks.
Take walks. Look at the ducks.
It's so beautiful.
So beautiful. Look at the ducks. Look at your surroundings. It's actually quite nice.
Yeah.
And I didn't really get to experience that until I moved to Birmingham for university. That's when I felt like I got to experience more of like nature.
Yeah.
Because I live in like, I was traditionally from London. Not traditionally. I'm from London, so it's like very city like.
Yeah.
Barely any nature.
Yeah, there really isn't much nature in London.
It's concrete. It's
literally it's just
concrete
buildings.
jungles there, basically. But I would definitely say taking walks in calm surroundings, busy surroundings, even if it's just, maybe it might be like someone that might have a disability where like it stops you from taking walks as much. Maybe if you can have someone tag along with you. I notice when I take walks with friends, like after we go out to eat, we just walk around and like speak about the day we just had together and like how much we enjoyed it. We've really enjoyed that. Like I do that with all my friends. Like we always take walks with each other basically.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a bonding exercise, which also helps you keep fit if you exercise over, 30 minutes or 40 minutes. Yeah, that counts as exercise, guys. So basically put you into game there. You're staying fit, you're getting a bit of jiggles, getting a bit of giggles, feeling good in yourself, feeling more at peace. You've had a day to like process your thoughts. Even before work, if I have time, honestly, before work, I take a 10-minute walk. Because sometimes you're dreading your job, you're dreading your day that you have ahead of you. It feels stressful. Sometimes you just need to listen to your music, have your AirPods in, have your headphones in, and take a breather. And come back out, come back in, have a shower, and go about your day.
Yeah.
Boom.
We do need that in life.
You do need. It's those little wins.
Really.
It's all about those little wins.
Take deep breaths. Take deep breaths, guys.
Take deep breaths, for real.
And take walks. Take a breather.
Take a breather. # take a breather. # take walks. For sure. No, I agree with all your tips that you have to say. Is there anything else you want to say on walks, Chloe?
No. That's all I've got to say. But I definitely recommend everyone to take walks. And let us know what you guys like to do.
Yeah, what's your wellness wonder tip? But maybe is there a certain type of walk that you can take in a specific type of place?
Yeah,
that makes you feel better.
Like it the most.
Exactly.
Like, do you like to get dressed up before you go on walks?
Okay.
Maybe your walk could be window shopping that day.
Maybe it is.
Yeah.
Walking around window shopping, I do that quite a bit. It's quite fun.
Or maybe your walk is, I don't know, maybe you have to run some errands.
Oh my gosh, you know, if you live by a beach or a seaside, walk on the beach and seaside in the early hours of the morning or the late at night. That must be so peaceful, hearing the ocean waves crashing.
No, for sure.
I love walking on the beach. When I go to the beach, I love just taking walks and putting my feet through the water.
Yeah. I just love beaches. I just loved chilling there. like when we went to Spain that time and we were just sitting outside and it was like night. I really enjoyed that and I was just listening to music and it was just a vibe.
It was a vibe.
Relaxing.
It was relaxing.
So yeah.
If you can, take walks on your beach or your seaside, or if you're near any bed of water of any sort, I'm telling you, the water is very connecting to the soul. Spiritually, it's very connecting.
You're listening to We're Woke, aren't we? Stay tuned for more on Staying Woke.
I'm your host, Rionsay.
And I'm your host, Chloe.
Make sure to keep in touch with us over on Instagram and TikTok at We're Woke, aren't we? But, guys, we're going to move on to our third segment.
Yeah.
We're going to get into Dating Diaries. It's spicy. Guys, so, we're going to speak about, should we do worst dating experiences? Let's do worst dating experiences.
Okay.
I know all Chloe's dating experiences. She knows all of mine. We've had these talks. But I'm going to let you guys know, I've had a very eventful dating life. Chloe, would you agree?
Yeah,
it's been something. It's been there. And it's been extensively long. Not going to get into the length of that. But,
yeah.
Chloe, would you like to share one of yours? Maybe a dating experience? And give some tips, you would say, relating to that experience.
When you say dating, do you mean like dating a person or like someone taking you out on a date?
It can be either of those. Whatever you feel comfortable telling the audience, let's speak about it.
I haven't had like crazy dating experiences, but one of them was I guess it was just a bit awkward.
What?
It was a bit uncomfortable. When I was in year 10, I think.
Okay.
Anyways, long story short, I was dating a guy.
Okay.
That I didn't really want to date.
Okay.
I kind of just dated him because I knew that he liked me. And then I just started liking him too.
I feel like that happened a lot back then in school. I think it was peer-pressured quite a bit. A lot of peer pressure.
I actually didn't like him very much before that too. So.
Styles. Right, okay. Carry on.
No, I was just saying that I actually didn't like him before dating him as well.
Oh.
So that's very telling. There. Yeah, that's very telling.
That's a red
itself.
flag.
Yeah.
That is a red flag.
So I went out with him and he was just like, he would always try and make me feel guilty.
Oh. Guilty about what?
Like him being sad.
Excuse me? Excuse me? He's making you feel guilty about him being sad?
Yeah, literally. Like, if I spoke to, like, boys, like, he'd get angry and then, like, try and make me feel guilty that he's upset that I'm speaking to boys. When really we're just friends.
Okay, that's sounding like a lot of toxic masculinity and fragility.
No. Also, he was doing things like, telling me that he's gonna kill himself.
No.
Yeah, I didn't really appreciate that.
That's just manipulation. That was gaslighting.
That was gaslighting. Also, at the time, I didn't really notice that, but thinking back to it, I'm like, yeah, that was a lot to experience.
Did you experience any love bombing in the relationship?
No, he didn't say he loves me, but I feel like he always wanted my attention, you know?
Okay, he didn't like your attention being anywhere else.
Yeah.
Really. So how did that make you feel?
I felt like it was like a lot of pressure there.
Pressure. How did that make you feel at the time in comparison to now, being older, being 21, looking back?
It just felt uncomfortable. It felt awkward. Like, I didn't know how to, only because I didn't know how to handle the situation at the time.
Yeah.
I probably would have, I was kind of just going along with it, even though I didn't really care to experience that.
Yeah.
I probably, now that I've like gotten older and everything, I probably would have told him earlier on that I don't really want to do this.
Yeah, you should have maybe.
So I feel like that's something I did wrong on my part.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't honest with how I was feeling.
How you was feeling, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there also was a lot of like red flags that if you was in that experience now, that you would have noticed and not pursued the relationship. Like you said, they like very early on in the relationship, there was a lot of controlling behaviors there, trying to stop you from like hanging out with certain people, speaking to certain people.
Yeah.
Like if you're experiencing that at home, you definitely should be mindful of that, and like that's a red flag, dude. I think you should like leave that situation, honestly. I don't think you should even risk being in it or trying to see it through. I think that's what we were trying to do, maybe see it through.
Yeah. I think there was just a lot of gaslighting.
Gaslighting.
And he was trying to make me feel guilty.
Gaslighting and trying to make you feel guilty about what exactly though? What was you doing? You see, in these situations, a lot of the time when you look back and you realize that you was with someone that was maybe a lot like very angry or like irrational about things, you look back and you realize I wasn't even doing anything to them.
Yeah.
And they were making me out to be like the bad guy. And then you're saying that he was saying he was going to kill himself to basically manipulate you staying with him.
Yeah.
Like, that is a lot to experience at a young age.
Yeah.
Like, could have had a lot of damaging effects on like your mental health, and like, yeah, that's not tea.
That is not tea.
That's not tea at all. That is black coffee. That is disgusting. So, what do you think? Do you think this is a common challenge that people might face in today's day and age, like dealing with relationships, like people from our age group, younger, older, that they might not realize? I see a lot of TikToks and like social media posts about girls talking about relationships, but it's in such an unhealthy manner. Like they're kind of like idolizing or fetishizing over certain behaviors and characteristics in people. That's not good. Like violence.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, kind of glamorize
it, or over the toxic masculinity traits, like them being protective, controlling, saying that shows me they care about me more.
Yeah, they want like a manly man.
Yeah,
they say things like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
and that even links back to like just things like wanting men to be men again.
Yeah,
and promoting that abusive, toxic, very violent, very dangerous attitudes.
They are promoting these very traditional stereotypes.
Yeah.
Like, I can see that these stereotypes are like kind of integrating themselves back again.
Yeah, and it's kind of scary.
Yeah, it is.
And unsafe. Like, it's gonna have a lot of people in unsafe predicaments, basically, if we keep going on this road of glamorizing these behaviors instead of pointing out for what it really is. Like, these are red flags. These are not traits you should be admiring in anybody. You should actually run for the hills.
Yeah.
I have a similar experience of, I don't know, I've had many experiences, but like very early on in my relationship too, they were threatening to kill themselves on me, manipulating me into staying with them. Yeah. Where there was a situation where they like basically was like being very verbally abusive very early on in the relationship, like 2 weeks in, and I left basically, and they said they were gonna kill themselves. So which I came back into the relationship. Yeah. But this then went on to be another 8 months of just this every single day. Yeah. Every single day. Like, it was not that one time.
So
like
it just got worse.
Exactly. That first time I went back, I should have walked away. Yeah. Me going back is what led it to be gone for so long. Yeah. Whereby other situations happened that were worse than that first one. Yeah. And when I actually went on social media, I went on the internet, like a helpline, to figure out if this is something I should do. Because the way they were saying they were going to kill themselves, I was like, oh, whoa. I've never experienced this before. It was a bit like,
and you said that you actually found that people said that you should stay in that relationship.
That is what I did, guys. I searched up on Quora. I searched up on the internet, and then I saw a Quora thread of basically saying that you should not leave that person when they're in this vulnerable state. You should go back and be with them. This could impact. They could do something to themselves, and it would. You basically don't want to have that on your conscience. Yeah. And this guy was basically giving his example when his girlfriend had done something similar, and when he had left her. And I think I'm not entirely sure, but they might have like done something to themselves. Yeah. And he said he regretted it so much that it's not worth that risk. So I was thinking in my head, oh shit, I need to go run back to Shorty and be like, pause. Forget what I said. Let's get back together. For real. And this person has had experiences of like mental health issues, like self-harming, things like that in the past. So I figured this was another one of those situations. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That was just a big fat red flag though, because that was not an excuse to get back with somebody. Yeah, because there was very early on signs that maybe I shouldn't be with them. There was like pathological liar. Chloe knows, but they were a pathological liar.
They were a pathological liar.
Unsafe.
No, very unsafe.
Very unsafe. I shouldn't have put myself in that situation, but that's the type of advice that's out there, and those are the types of things that it says that we should basically accept or be okay with or settle down with, because it's normal and everyone goes through it. And we're just putting young people in very unsafe situations, basically.
You would expect to go on the internet and kind of find something other than that.
Safeguarding information like that, but there's no safeguarding or anything up there. And that is just...
I'm sorry that then led you to get into a worse situation. Yeah. That really worsened your situation. Just that simple thing that you did there.
Yeah, literally. That simple thing of just thinking about... You're trying to think about someone thoughtfully, thinking about their health and safety. Yeah. And put me at
trying to do research, and instead you were like misled.
Misled, literally. Given the wrong piece of information and was put in an even unsafer situation with that same person for a longer period of time. And these are the information that's in there. And these are challenges that we have to navigate as young people on the internet, in our everyday relationships, is figuring out which relationships and which advice we should listen to, which friends we should take advice from, which people we should listen to, because not everyone wants good intentions for you. Yeah. Is what I've noticed. So I feel like everything's just individual to the person. Like, you do what you think is best for you, boo. That's what I say. Yeah. If you think it's good for you, you do it. If you don't think it's good for you, don't do it. Yeah. That's it for today, guys.
Yeah, that's it for today, guys.
We're just gonna have some key points and takeaways from I want to go over from each segment. Yeah. So, what was your number one tip from generational gaps and how we can bridge less hate between the older generation and today's generation, like Gen Z?
I say better communication. If we just talk more,
and both parties be active and open to listening. Yeah. You know what I mean? Let's younger generation not think the older generation think they know everything and not listen to them, because they're very wise and they have lived longer than you, so they do have some really good tips about life that you should listen to. Yeah. And older generation, don't think because you've lived so long that you know everything. Be open to change. Be open to exploring new perspectives, new ideologies, new ways of living that makes your life and everyone around you more comfortable.
Yeah, I agree.
What is your one wellness tip or one extra important tip you want the audience to take away from taking walks for wellness wonders?
I'd say make it a priority.
Yes. Prioritize activity, moving your body, circulation.
Yeah.
Prioritize taking time out for yourself. Just even if it's 10 minutes out of your day, that's nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We spend so much time doom scrolling on TikTok, but we can't take 10 minutes to go have a walk.
Yeah.
A walk that is probably going to make you feel a lot more better than scrolling through TikTok for 30 minutes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or scrolling through social media or Instagram. Like, we need to get off our phones and do something more productive for ourselves. Like, genuinely. Our generation spends way too much time on social media.
We definitely
on
do.
the internet. And this shit is fake, y'all. It's fake.
It is fake.
Go outside.
Yeah.
See real people, real bodies. You know what I mean? Like, shit on social media, shit on the internet is fake.
Yeah.
Go outside and experience the real world, and you will start to see that more and more.
Yeah.
I promise. What's your one dating tip that you want the audience to take away from Dating Diaries?
I'd say be honest, but not only with the other person, but with yourself. So always be honest.
Be honest about what, we all have intuition.
Yeah.
We all have intuition. Yeah. We all know what's going on. The feelings our gut's telling us. Sometimes you need to follow your gut, guys.
Yeah, follow your gut.
Start following what the internet's saying, maybe what your friend is saying.
Do what you think is the right decision.
Exactly. And if you don't know, it's okay to reach out to somebody, speak to someone else that might have more of the answers, might be older, that might have more experience dealing with the situation. Listen to podcasts like these where we promote educating people on like relationships, different structures in like relationships, whether it's family, romantic, friendship. Find out from other people if you feel like you don't have the answers. There's nothing wrong in seeking help. I feel like we don't want to ask for help nowadays. We don't want to speak to people, so we kind of suffer in silence.
Yeah.
And we need to get to speaking to real people again. So, guys, that's our tips we wanted you to take away from today. Yeah. I'm your host, Rianse.
And I'm your host, Chloe.
And that is it for today's episode. See you in the next one. Bye.
See you guys later. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of We're Woke, Aren't We?
Keep the conversation going by following us on Instagram and TikTok at Well Woke, Aren't We? And sharing your thoughts with the hashtag Well Woke Podcast.
Until next time, stay curious, stay woke.